That's really hard.
Really good question.
I didn't tell her. I accidentally sent a text message to the wrong person. By day 12, you'll be married.
Yeah, exactly. With many cats. You're you, and you've got to be your number one. So be your number one.
I like that.
Thank you. Hi guys, we're Rose and Rosie. We are a married couple and we do YouTube, we have a podcast. We're also making a baby, so I'm very, very pregnant right now.
I know.
So we're going to answer some questions. So Cosmo put out on Instagram, like, do you have any questions for Rose and Rosie? And you guys have sent us some. There are some really interesting questions, actually.
I haven't seen the questions, so I'm really excited.
No, Rose hasn't seen the questions. Okay.
All right, lay it on me.
Rose, this is specifically for you.
Okay.
How did you know you were gay and not bisexual? So that's a really interesting one, because I've had to chickadee check that I was bi and not gay. So I'm bi, Rose is gay.
How did I know I was gay and not bi? I think when you know, you really do know, because I have pretty much zero attraction to men, physically and emotionally.
You came out as bi originally.
Yeah, but I did it. I'm one of those people, you guys. I did it as the stepping stone method to acceptance.
Yeah, I understand. That doesn't upset me. People have a right to identify as whatever they want, and then they also have a right to change that identity. You shouldn't be stuck with something you're not comfortable with.
Right, and I just found relationships with women so much more powerful for me. I was like, oh, I'm all consumed in this. Like, men offer me nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
every
that's my
now
truth.
and then I'm like, wait, am I a lesbian? And then
are you a lesbian, Rosie?
And then I see James McAvoy
Oh.
on the Great British Bake Off, and wherever I see him, and I'm like, yes.
Still awful.
I still like that.
Still awful.
How do I accept my sexuality?
I always say to people
who are
like struggling to come out, I always say, well, think of it like it's other people's privilege to know that about you, because that is one of your most precious qualities, and it makes you who you are, and you should be absolutely proud of it.
Yeah, everyone's unique, and so if you can't hate yourself for it, because what are you going to do? Hate yourself for the rest of your life? That's terrible.
Because you could just be happy. Yeah. Choose happiness. Do it.
Yeah.
Be brave. I know it's difficult.
It's really difficult. But what I would say is, in a world where, you know, there might be people around you who don't accept you, or you're worried that they won't accept you, you have to like block out all the noise and think, okay, but all I have is me at the end of the day. And so you've got to spend time working on you, which anyone needs to do anyway.
Yeah,
like everyone needs to do that, right? The inner work, you've got to be your number one. So be your number one.
I like that.
Thank you. How do I talk to girls and let them know I'm flirting and not just friendly?
Oh my God,
difficult.
You are so asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
I don't know how to flirt at all.
Also, not just that though, but I think there's a whole queer community thing about how people will make it really obvious to each other that they like each other, and then they go away and they go, oh, I think we're just friends. Like, I think this is a big gay thing.
Yeah.
I'm very straightforward and I like things out in the open. So what I personally would do is I would flirt really, really hard.
Okay.
And then I'd go home, and then maybe via text or something, messaging, I'd be like,
sorry, I came on too strong.
I hope I didn't come on too strong. Or like, is it obvious that I really like you?
I do like a few flirtatious touches, but nothing too intrusive.
If you're like good friends,
it's
hard
tough.
to know.
Like, how do you cross that line?
Is this a really good friendship? Or, and also it's hard to overthink. Am I the only one?
Go with your gut again.
Go with your gut. With people. Why am I so intimidated to be with a girl for the first time? Totally get that.
Because it's so much better than being with men?
No, listen, I think it's intimidating to be with anyone for the first time. Men or women or whatever. I think there is a bit of a stereotype that men are easy to please. Whether that's true or not, who knows? But there's it's out there in the media.
Yeah, it's probably true.
And also how the media portrays women in sex. It portrays women as difficult and complicated. And but I think that if you're intimidated to be with someone for the first time, I totally get it. I was so intimidated to be with Rose.
So you should be.
I was so intimidated. I think the number one thing about being intimate with someone is being comfortable, right? I want everyone to feel comfortable.
Bit of humour,
now, me and Rose have laughs to the point where we're like, okay, we've got to stop laughing now because it's actually taking me away from the passion zone. And
no, I can literally be
into a comedy DVD zone.
A moment killer.
Yeah,
that's my middle name.
But I like to have a few laughs okay? Break the ice.
Yeah, I think
be comfortable.
Laugh at yourself and just try your best to relax.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super serious.
Take the pressure
away.
It
can still be intense.
Yeah.
And passionate without...
With a fart joke.
With a fart joke or with some jokes,
totally.
You know, just some jokes. Sometimes I have to go, stop now. Stop making me laugh sometimes. Advice for someone in their first lesbian relationship. That could be really nerve-wracking because I'd had kind of lesbian flings, but Rose was my first lesbian relationship and I was really nervous because Rose had a serious lesbian relationship before me.
So seriously awful lesbian relationship before you.
But regardless, you had this experience and you knew the dynamic. And honestly, watching other YouTubers, same-sex YouTubers be themselves in a couple helped me a little bit.
I know, because all of their online relationships have lasted so well.
Yeah, but it's just good to know. It's just good to be like... It's just good to be like, oh yeah, they're just being normal.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I think my biggest tip would be expect some like big arguments because lesbians do tend to move pretty fast, don't they?
But also in all couples, you're going to have teething problems. Like,
yeah, but like see it through. You know, by day 12, you'll be married.
Yeah, exactly. With many cats. Should I tell my straight best friend I like her, or will it ruin our friendship?
Oh, I did it, and it ruined our friendship. But then we were friends again, but now we don't talk.
Friends, no, it didn't yeah, but back then, it didn't ruin your friendship. It was a bit awkward.
I didn't tell her. I accidentally sent a text message to the wrong person.
So you sent a text to her that was about her, not meant for her. It was about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just my advice. I think if your friendship's strong enough and they're still straight and they're not into it, they'll get over it. So if they're just a friend, then they should, you know, it should work out.
Do you know what I think you should?
And you never know. I
know. I think you'd kick yourself forever if you didn't try.
And also I've had loads of people who are straight, but then they meet Mrs. Right. Your cousin was kind of like that, right?
Yeah, but then she married a man.
She did marry a man, but she identified as straight and she lived with someone and then
she ended up with a man. Flew. Yeah. Next question.
Okay. What are you most excited about for having a baby?
Oh, the presents for me. What am I most excited about? I am most excited to have yet another responsibility. I know that sounds crazy because a lot of people get really fearful around it.
Yeah, but you thrive.
I thrive off a challenge.
You like to be, Rose is like the leader, you know. She likes
Rosie.
For me, I'm really excited. I'm a very clingy person. So the idea of having unlimited cuddles with something that can't push me away and if anything wants me all the time is absolutely fantastic.
You hope.
Yeah,
you hope.
I hope. Yeah, I'm hoping, you know, so bring on those baby cries and I'll be like, oh, boo, boo, boo. So very excited about that. Tips on finding the right sperm donor.
That's really hard.
Good question.
Oh my God, tips on finding the... Okay, don't rush it because we are really impulsive people and we were like, yes. And then we were like, wait, no.
I think that you and your partner should write down the things that are most important to you. Because...
But hold on. Sorry to interject, but it's kind of like when you are looking for houses, you have to compromise on something.
True, it's true. You can't have it all. I mean, is there a perfect donor? Maybe.
Yeah, we've got it.
Well, there might be, but like, for example, some people might really be focused on the looks because some people try and looks match the donor with their partner. This is my biological baby, so some couples may have tried to get the donor to look like Rose, right? But some people are like, I don't care about looks, but I am interested in, you know, are they good at maths? Like, I don't know, it's one of these weird things. Thing is all of these things might be inherited into the child, like looks and interests and personality, or none of it might be inherited.
It's such a lottery, is the gene pool. So there you go.
Yeah. Did we give good tips?
No! We had a sperm donor with an adult photo, and sometimes when you can just see something in someone, you kind of feel it.
I think that's a good tip actually, because we looked at lots of donor sites only have baby photos of the donors as babies. And then actually, when we found a site that did adult photos, we were like, oh, they look very different from
very different.
That's not how I thought those babies would grow up to be. Like,
so that's the tip.
Yeah. I get adult photos, that's a good tip. Okay. What were some of your first lesbian representations in the media?
Willow and Tara, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, circa 2000. Loved it.
We're a bit older than some people.
All right.
So we really didn't have much, and I'm really impressed with how much there is out there now, and how normal it is, and how it's in like most like new TV shows will feature like
queer
couples,
representation for sure
LGBT
is better,
people,
for sure,
way better. But I literally didn't have anyone, and I didn't have anyone who was bi, and I think people have an amazing list of people now. Yeah,
I know.
It's really getting better.
It's great.
We always need more, like, obviously. But yeah,
it's looking good.
It's looking good. What is it like to love a woman now in 2021 compared to when you first started dating?
What is it
Much
like to love a woman?
better.
I think for me,
Well,
for me it's the same.
No,
I mean,
we
my
couldn't
love
get married.
for you is...
We couldn't have got married.
Oh,
then.
okay. With like, social restrictions, legal restrictions for sure. Yeah.
And I don't want to say, look, it's perfect, because I know like different countries have different rules, different places, different cultures. It's different everywhere, right? But for where we are, we're very so lucky.
We are so lucky.
No one bats an eyelid, and you know, we've gone to loads of places. Obviously, we're having a baby together. You know, we've been to go to doctors and stuff.
Yeah,
we're a couple.
We realise how lucky we are for sure.
We're really grateful. It's definitely got better for us, and I'm seeing it get better. You know, like we said earlier, TV shows and stuff, the representation is great.
People all helps.
People are way more woke, and it's fantastic. And also just things like people's labels. People are, you know, when I was at school and stuff, there was I didn't know anyone else as trans or non-binary.
Or pan.
Pan. Or even asexual. That wasn't a thing.
Right.
Like, it obviously was a thing, but not a spoken
of
thing.
Yeah.
So I think that it's definitely better. And so if you're anyone who's closeted or struggling with your identity, I think that, look, I'm not going to say, hey, everything's going to be fine, just come out. But I am going to say that
there's a lot of support.
There's so much support. There's a community out there, and we all love you, basically. Okay, so that was us answering questions for Cosmo. Thank you so much, Cosmo.
Thank you so much for having us, you guys.
Yeah, for asking us some questions. We really, really enjoyed it, and we hope you liked our advice. I hope it was good.
I hope you think we're wise in our knowledge, but probably not.
If you want to find out more about Rose and Rosie, I love talking about ourselves in third person. If you want to see more of us, then you can check out our YouTube channel, Rose and Rosie, or we've got Rose and Rosie Vlogs. We've got a YouTube channel called Let's Play Games.
We've also got a podcast called Rose and Rosie Parental Guidance, available only on Spotify, so check it out.
Bye.
Bye. So,
I didn't cook any meals.
I do think, though, out of...
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, what's happened?
I don't know why I did that.